Good morning, friends, and welcome back to 6 a.m. We are live. I got up this morning, honestly, and I had no clue what I was going to be talking about. As I've prayed, something has, of course, come to mind. Thank you, Jesus. So, this morning, I actually want to talk to you about my husband and something he's been using. All right. My husband is a quality manager over at a local plastics plant. He's actually the old man of the plant at 43. He works with a bunch of younger folks. And a lot of times his job requires repetitive motions. So since he's the quality guy, he has to, if a lot of material is questionable, he has to sort through it and see if it's good to go and released to their customer, or if it needs to be scrapped or whatever. So, like I said, his job involves a lot of repetitive motions, a lot of bending, a lot of stretching, a lot of throwing stuff in the grinder, whatever, because it's a very small plant. So it's all hands on deck pretty much all the time. So he's not exactly a desk jockey quite as much as he had been at previous jobs. He's not much of a desk jockey at all anymore. Anyway, obviously with that has come a lot of aches and pains because, he's 43. He's not as young as he used to be. And he had been sitting at a desk for many years in previous jobs. So what does all that have to do with anything? Well, a few months back, I believe, Young Living gives out different promotions, so different freebie oils every month. And one month, one of the freebies was this roll-on called Deep Relief. Well, we had never tried it before. I'd heard of it, but we'd never tried it before. And so, when he was busy talking about all of what he was having to do at work and how achy he was, I said, well, here, this will fit in your pocket. Why don't you just bring it with you and see if that helps? And y'all, apparently it did, because we have not been allowed to run out of Deep Relief ever since, because he has just used the heck out of it. So he was telling me last week, I believe it was Saturday. They had to work on Saturday. He was doing a bunch of regrind. So they'd had a lot of material that had to be scrapped. And so what they do is they grind it up and then remelt it and reform it into the plastic, whatever they're making. And so he and another guy were feeding the grinder. And I mean, we're talking he said skids and skids and skids of material. So lots of material that just had to be thrown in. You have to reach down in the box, pull it out, throw it in the grinder. Apparently it's very loud. Again, lots of repetitive motion. So before they started, he took some Deep Relief and rubbed it on his forearms, and he handed it to the other guy and said, here, put this on your forearms. It'll help. Mm-hmm. So they go on about their thing, and he's apparently whenever they decided to take a break or whatever, the other guy looked at him and he's like, I need some of that. So apparently it helped quite a bit. I don't have a whole lot of experience with Deep Relief, but like I said, my husband really loves it. It's been very helpful to him. I have used it one time in particular that sticks out in my mind. We had taken a trip to Texas, and that's when all that crazy dust was in the air, and y'all, my sinuses just went and closed up on me. And I had all my oils. I specifically had some I wanted in the car for driving, and then the rest of our oils were all in the trunk. Well, the particular oil I needed for my sinuses was in the trunk instead of in the car, because it wasn't one of my driving oils. Didn't realize I was going to need it. So I happened to be driving. I was taking that shift to drive, and I looked at my husband and I'm like, Is that deep relief in the car? He's like, yeah. I'm like, do you think it would work on sinuses? He's like, I'm like, give it here. I'm going to try it. Because I knew the other oils I had weren't really going to help. So, note to self, if you put deep relief on your sinuses, it is going to tingle like crazy. It's going to open those bad boys up, but the tingling may be a little uncomfortable. And I would not recommend that on children at all. So if you do it, then just be prepared. It's going to tingle. But yeah, it opened up those sinuses. So there you go. Look, when you're desperate, you use what you got. And I really didn't want to have to pull over because we had a long trip. So yeah, I mean, deep relief, who knew? I didn't. It was definitely one that was new to us, but like I said, it is convenient because it does come in a pre-made roller bottle. You literally just roll it on wherever you need. I know my husband uses it on his back a lot, the back of his neck where he carries a lot of his tension. And obviously, if he's doing a lot of grabbing and throwing motions, he'll do it on those forearms. And that's made a huge difference for him. All right, guys, that was what I wanted to share this morning. Short, sweet, and to the point. And I will see you guys next week. Have a good one. Bye.